Suicide is defined as self-killing, and it is a grave sin. Due to many aspects in our society, due to poverty, due to marriages, due to unemployment, due to illnesses and sicknesses, people that cannot come out of these calamities, people that could not overcome their issues and problems, feel that there is only one solution to this, and that is the solution of taking their lives. Allahu Akbar. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, in the glorious Quran, Allah Azza wa Jalla states, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما ومن يفعل ذلك عدوانا وظلما فسوف نصليه نارا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا. Let's listen to the translation from Kanzul Iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O believers, do not unjustly take the property of one another amongst yourselves, except it be a trade by a mutual consent, and kill not yourselves. Lo, Allah Azza wa Jalla is ever merciful unto you, and whoever doth that through aggression and injustice, we shall soon cast him into fire, and that is easy for Allah Azza wa Jalla. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, in this verse we learn that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had ordered us to not take our lives by our own hands. It is something which is a haram and a grave sin. So, usually the people who are hot-tempered and excessively emotional resort to ending their lives due to mental stress and depression caused by family disputes. As I mentioned, could be deaths, sicknesses, business stress, obstacles, maybe failure in marriage. All these are the reasons for people in these days and times that they say there is no other way out but to take my life. And what they do, Allahu Akbar, may Allah Azza wa Jal forbid, then they make suicide. And this is an haram act, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel. And it's sad to say, there are many articles. It is not an issue which is impossible to believe, as is a global issue. In many countries in the world, and in the newspapers, in the television, when you would go through the news, you will understand and see how delicate these issues are. Sometimes a person, because of not earning good marks in his examination, just because of this one thing, that he did not get some distinctions. What face am I going to show my parents? What am I going to do? Allahu Akbar. Out of embarrassment, there are youngsters who have taken their own lives by committing suicide. Sometimes it is mentioned in the news as well that there was a person who got married, and due to his spouse leaving him, due to the separation that he could not bear, he went into the room and he hung himself to death. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, this is something for us to think, that it's not about age. If you go to the news, you will understand that minor children or teenage children at the age of 14, at the age of 16, even at the age of 10 have did such acts. And what is going through their parents? What is going through the hearts of their parents? What feelings and what thoughts are running through their minds? It is something for us to think. And today, for those who are watching this silsila, if any of these thoughts have come to your mind due to the difficulties, due to the trials and tribulations of this dunya, whereas you have given up and you have no hope, you have no one to turn to, you don't know what to do, then bear in mind that suicide is not a true relief. It is not the end. It is not a thing which you think will take you out of your difficulties. Allahu Akbar. Those who commit suicide are probably of the viewpoint that it would bring an end to all their problems. But the scholars and the ulama have mentioned, instead of providing any relief, it invokes the wrath of Allah Azza wa Jal for them. By Allah Azza wa Jal, the torment for suicide would not be tolerable. One cannot tolerate, one would not be able to bear the punishment for committing suicide. हमको सोचना चाहिए. We should think and understand these points, because all these are the tricks and by the waswasa of shaitan. Shaitan who would whisper and put this bad thought into your mind. There are many people who cry out their feelings, for they feel that there is no one out there to hear to them. And out of depression, out of stress, one cannot pay his debts back. The debtors are calling him. He doesn't know where to turn to. And he thinks by doing this, all my stress will come to an end. Allahu Akbar. But what about the punishment which is set out for that person who committed suicide? The person who committed suicide because of marriage thought to himself he cannot bear the separation of his spouse, so therefore he ended his life in this way. But he did not think, or she did not think about the consequences of the hereafter. It is narrated in one hadith, one who commits suicide will be tormented with the same tool with which he killed himself. Allahu Akbar. Ponder over this, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel. Hazrat Sayyiduna Thabit bin Dahak radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the comforter of the grieved hearts, the beloved Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam has said, whoever killed himself with a weapon, he will be tormented with the same weapon of iron in the hellfire. Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu reports that our beloved Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam has said, he who throttled himself shall keep on throttling himself in the hellfire. And he who stabbed himself shall keep on stabbing himself in the hellfire.